Okay, I believe we are on air here and doing my best to showcase all of the products that we have today for the Dr. Clark store. So let me make sure that everything is looking good on both fronts. So this is live. We are live on air at Live Me Up, and I am Nicolette, your live stream host. We're going to be talking about some amazing things for your health and wellness journey today when it comes to cleansing, gut health, digestive health, kidney health. And these are going to be different protocols and cleanses that we're going to be going over, which you can do one, back to back, one after the other, or you can choose to do them all at the same time. So I'll be discussing each cleanse individually. We're going over three today. We're going over the Digestive Aid Protocol, Cleanse, and the Kidney Health Kit. So we have a lot to cover. And, this is my first time on Live Me Up. So bear with me as I get to know the platform on both the desktop front and on this this live app. So we are, new to the platform and really excited to be here. So I believe I'm on air and we are good to go. And, let's just jump into it. So, what I'm going to do is talk about each cleanse briefly. And I have the cleanses that I'll be talking about today, linked individually, some of which I was able to get some vegetarian versions on here, such as some of these cleanses will have vegetarian capsules instead of, the regular gelatin ones for those of you who are vegetarian. But I also will have the Dr. Clark 3-in-1 kit, meaning you can purchase all three of these together. And that way, you might decide just on one cleanse, you can just find it tagged in this. And I will be displaying the product as I talk about each. And then at the end, I'll be displaying the Dr. Clark 3-in-1, the one where you can buy all three at the same time. The whole kit's there because I'll be going over the benefits of doing these together all at the same time, or at least, you can do two of these at the same time and then the kidney cleanse after. So I'll be talking a bit more about why the Digestive Aid and Cleanse work so well together as well when taken at the same time. And then we'll go over all three of them together at the same time, which will be a bit more of a commitment, a little bit more demanding in terms of making this a priority but these protocols should be made priority, especially some of them, because of how often we are susceptible to getting parasites, for instance, and all these toxins. And also, it's great to give our digestion a health break, right? A break from working all the time, digesting our food. So, this is where this is going to come in a bit and help with that. So, let's get into the first one being the Digestive Aid Protocol. So, this is Dr. Clark's first protocol that you should or is recommended to take of all of our protocols. So this is a 17-day protocol. I have a lot of products up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bring forth the ones that we're talking about right now. So these are going to be the products within this Digestive Aid protocol. You will receive 5 products. We've got the betaine, digestive enzymes. We've got fennel seed turmeric capsules and Cascara sagrada. So everything up here, this will be in the Digestive Aid Cleanse 17-day protocol, meaning this is a comprehensive digestive system cleanse designed to balance the gut and support stool consistency as well. So let's kind of look into each of these ingredients a bit more. Digestive enzymes, I just had that one right here, yes. So the function of our digestive enzymes here is to aid in the breakdown of food components, enhancing nutrient absorption. And this will help in that it compensates for the loss of natural enzymes that happens when we cook our food or just general food processing. reducing bloating as well and discomfort in your abdomen. So that's going to really help with digesting your food. And then we have the betaine hydrochloride, or short known betaine HCl. Betaine HCl is what I'll be calling it for the duration of this live. But this supports the stomach's acid levels, essential for proper digestion and enzyme production. So this will enhance the digestion of proteins and absorption of minerals, preventing issues like indigestion and nutrient deficiencies. So really, really good and important part of this cleanse. These two, you will be taking the digestive aid and the hydrochloride. These you'll both be taking with your food. And then we have the turmeric capsules down here. Most of us are familiar with turmeric, but really important compound in turmeric is curcumin. So this is known for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. So this may help reduce inflammation, potentially benefiting conditions like non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, for instance, and it helps neutralize free radicals, protecting cells from damage. So this is a really great one that we have included in here, that you'll take, I believe, 2 capsules per day during this cleanse, 13 minutes before your meals, alongside fennel, which this will enhance digestion by increasing enzyme secretion and provides relief from occasional indigestion, heartburn, and constipation. So this promotes a smoother digestive process overall as well. And the last thing that this cleansing includes, but you won't necessarily need to be taking daily, just on an as needed basis, is this Cascara Sagrada. So the function of this is to help tone the intestinal muscles and promote bile secretion. So this alleviates constipation and aids in the breakdown of gallbladder obstructions, so helping support regular bowel movements, for instance. But the thing is, like, you don't want to be taking this beyond 7 days, consecutive days in a row, right? Because then that might develop a dependency. Your body might develop dependency on this, which we don't want. It's really just to help if needed. So you will be taking these for every day, at least once a day. I believe 3 times a day with or your meals or right before. Whereas this one is just going to be at night, I believe. Wait, let me make sure. Or 1 capsule once a day at night with at bedtime with a full glass of water. But like I said, not to be done beyond 7 days in a row, to help with uh, those bowel movements, only because we don't want to develop a dependency on it. Okay, so this overall cleanse, I'm not going to go over the nitty gritty day to day what you'll be taking, because you can access all that information on our website. But what I will say is it is 17 days, and half of the cleanse you'll be taking 13 minutes before your meal. The other half you'll be taking with your meal. So you do have to be diligent about your timing of your meals, making sure if you're going anywhere that you have these capsules with you to take. These are things that must be thought about, because I just actually wrapped up this cleanse, this full 3-in-1, and it can be a lot to manage. Taking all of these different capsules, these different supplements at certain times. And that's just something that we'll talk about more a little bit later, since all of these are pretty extensive cleanse times. So we'll talk about who it would be best for to do these maybe back to back or take a break, versus all at the same time, right? So, with this digestive aid cleanse, which we're still talking about right now, this is going to be ideal for people seeking a comprehensive reset for their digestive system after maybe a long stint of a heavier diet, in those higher those red meats, for instance, those higher protein meals, maybe even after an extensive holiday or time of traveling, holiday season, right? Can be getting in a season of eating things when that we don't necessarily want to or wouldn't normally when we're on vacation or just out of our normal routine, right? So this can be really good for those who are looking for like a comprehensive reset for their digestive system overall. It's also going to be best for individuals with chronic digestive issues, like if you're someone who has sluggish elimination a lot or bloating, that is something that this may help with, as well as for those needing a deep cleanse for long lasting gut balance. This is going to help you out there. And of course, like I mentioned, this is going to be great for those who actually can have or does have the capacity, can commit to a structured duration. Like I said, 17 days. It's no short cleanse, no 3-day cleanse. So, that is something to keep in mind with these cleanses, all of them. This one actually being the shortest cleanse. Now we'll move into basically what we'll do is now move into the Parasite cleanse, which is our best selling cleanse. And this includes cloves, wormwood, and this green black walnut tincture. Now, it is also recommended to get this with the Mimosa Pudica, though the original kit. We do have a version on here that includes the Mimosa Pudica, though you don't have to get it with that, but I will be displaying this one in particular because we highly, highly recommend it. And moving forward, we are going to start selling this kit with it. I was told. So let's get into this Parasite cleanse, which is actually going to be the second cleanse after the digestive aid that we recommend you take if you're taking the back to back. However, what I will say is that the digestive aid cleanse that we just talked about, it works complementary to the para cleanse. So you can consider taking these cleanses back to back, or you can even take them simultaneously at the same time. So you will gain two friends at the same time, while the para cleanse, which we'll get into now more so, this will actually help to balance foreign organisms throughout your body. And the digestive aid will then optimize your digestion of both the stomach and intestines. So we find that taking both cleanses together is really ideal. But if it is too much for you, you can slow down, take one cleanse at a time. Just be sure to start with that digestive one first if you do decide to take the back to back. So just wanted to say that we are talking about 3 cleanses today, but just know you can either decide to take all 3 at the same time if you have the capacity for that, or you can decide to take maybe these first 2 we're discussing today, the digestive system and the parasite cleanse together. And then you could do the kidney cleanse after. So, or you could do it back to back to back, digestive aid, followed by the para cleanse, followed by the kidney cleanse too. So a lot of different options here today. So now we'll kind of check into more of this parasite cleanse, and then we'll go into the kidney cleanse and talk about all 3 of these together. So, what is the Parasite Intestine Support Cleanse Kit? This is going to be a natural formula that was designed to help maintain optimal intestinal health. So, this was the first cleanse that Dr. Clark had people take in her clinic. So this is the most effective of Dr. Clark's protocols, and she designed it for maximum effectiveness by making it a longer cleanse. Like I said, the first one we went over was 17. This one is 18 days. So this enables your body to just slowly get used to the herbs because they are very potent herbs. These are herbs that have been known to support intestinal health, gut health for centuries, traditionally have been used. So we'll get into the ingredients a little bit more in a second here, but the reason that gut health matters is that the gut absorbs essential nutrients like vitamins, minerals, amino acids that helps fuel your body and provides energy. So the gut lining acts as a shield. Okay, so that helps prevent harmful bacteria and toxins. The gut lining helps prevent harmful bacteria and the toxins from entering your bloodstream. And a healthy gut microbiome supports efficient metabolism that'll help reduce those feelings of fatigue that you might feel, chronic fatigue, for instance, because if you weren't aware, the gut actually produces 90% of the body's serotonin. And serotonin, as most of us are aware, is a key hormone for that feel good, that mood boosting, that the energy, just general energy regulation as well. It's responsible for our mood and our energy levels. So the gut is 90% responsible for producing that serotonin, which is an insane amount. Honestly, I didn't know that until I did this cleanse myself. Um, Actually, I did all three of these at the same time, and it really takes a lot of your body's energy. I notice, if you are going to do them all three at the same time, for those first few days, my body was a lot more tired than usual. I noticed, so it's because that system, our digestive system, and our gut really takes a lot of energy and produces a lot too. So the key benefits of this parasite cleanse is that it's going to support optimal intestinal function. It's going to help remove unwanted organisms from the gut. It's going to promote gut balance by creating an environment for healthy gut flora. And we always use those trusted herbal ingredients that are natural and chemical free. So that way, everything is actually done here in California, in my hometown, funny enough. And it's always tested, and there's never other plant parts in these um, supplements. So that is just something that you can count on. We've been around for over 30 years. But you do want to consult your healthcare professional before starting any one of these cleanses. I meant to mention this earlier, just in case there's any medications you might be taking and need to pause to take these in case there's any kind of interference, or just to double check with that. Any other pre-existing medical conditions you might have too. It's always great to talk to your doctor ahead of time. Or, of course, if you're pregnant nursing, you also want to consult them. And just continue taking any of these cleanses I'm talking about today. If you're just experiencing some adverse symptoms that are beyond just the scope of feeling a little extra tired, and some other, you know, things like that. You might even feel restless, which uh, that's also normal for the parasite cleanse, which in which case we do suggest, which just isn't included in the cleanse, but ornithine would help with that during the die-off period. So let's kind of go more into that, actually, each ingredient and what they're doing to help fight those parasites and other organisms. So first we have our black walnut hulls, and that is going to be this tincture right here. This is such a good example of our adherence to purity and potency. We use large amounts of the unripe green hulls from the black walnut tree. So, this has been traditionally used to expel unwanted organisms. The black walnut hull, and it's high in tannins, which support cleansing and gut health. So, black walnut hull that is green actually has up to 10 times the amount of juglone. That's an essential ingredient in our tincture. So, other manufacturers out there don't go the extra mile and only offer brown or black tincture. So when a tincture is brown or black, it just contains much less juglone. And the Dr. Clark store guarantees that the unopened bottles of the tincture will be green at least 2 years past the manufacturing date. Now, once this bottle is opened, it will start to oxidize and turn brown, which is normal, and then black. At this stage, it contains much less juglone, so we have to double the dose you take. Now, mine has been open for a little bit now, and I believe it's actually still green. It's turning a little bit brown now, but when I was doing this cleanse, it was still green. That was just a couple weeks ago, and I had it open for before that too. Before I started that cleanse. So mine has started to oxidize now, as you can see, but it's been open for a little bit. But the black walnut has been used for centuries in herbal medicine for intestinal health. So that's why it's a key piece in this Parasite intestine support kit. Wormwood is another key ingredient here. A Super W blend basically comes in capsules format, and you can get the tincture as well in capsules, freeze dried. Wormwood, and this is a bitter herb known for its cleansing properties. Supports digestion by encouraging bile production as well as maintaining intestinal health and expels unwanted organisms. So this has widely been used in European traditional medicine. And then we also have cloves right here, which is something you'll be taking daily, almost daily during this cleanse. These have a rich aroma and medicinal properties, and the dried flower buds contains eugenol, which is a compound with antimicrobial properties. So this helps balance gut flora and it helps reduce bloating too. So that's just a kind of a brief overview of those ingredients. And then this, we highly suggest, you don't have to get the kit with this, but we suggest that you do, which is why I have this one on display, because this is really going to help as a bonding or a binding agent to those organisms. So what happens is this is Mimosa pudica seed, and if you've ever had like flaxseed or chia seed or just seen when those get wet or moisture, they become gelatinous in a sense, and the same thing happens with this Mimosa pudica. So when you take this, it starts to become that gelatinous substance, and what will happen is that all those organisms will essentially stick to that in your gut, and you will expel that. You'll release it when you go to the bathroom, and it's weird, kind of weird, but you can just really know that what you're doing is working and actually physically see it. And yeah, kind of weird, but really, really useful. This stuff is amazing. So we recommend taking this with our gut health cleanses. You can take it with the digestive aid as well, but definitely recommended specifically with the Parasite cleanse. So check this out as a way to really get everything out, all the nooks and crannies, and your gut will thank you for it. And there is more I wanted to say on this, so I'm pulling up my notes when it comes to just these ingredients in this. So here it is. Let me just pull this up. Yeah, so this has antimicrobial properties. So Mimosa pudica is a tropical shrub. It has a long history in traditional medicine for ailments in the digestive and urinary tracts. So super, super handy, especially while we're talking about here today all three of our cleanses. Just three of our six cleanses, really, but three of really potent ones: the digestive aid, the cleanse, and the kidney cleanse. Super useful for all three of these cleanses. And essentially, there is a long list of health properties associated with Mimosa pudica, such as anti-inflammatory properties, antimicrobial, antioxidant, anti-parasitic. So that's also why this is amazing with the Parasite cleanse, of course. Hepatoprotective and neuroprotective qualities as well. So, as I was saying, when this combines with water, the Mimosa pudica seeds form that gelatinous substance. And as the gel moves through the digestive tract, it picks up those toxins, microbes, organisms, and removes them from the body. So that is going to really help. This cleansing ability of Mimosa pudica helps to maintain general gut health and may alleviate symptoms of indigestion too. So this also can help support the liver's role of processing and removing toxins from the body as well. So really, really potent to combine with your Paracleanse. And we've also added golden seal root. You can see there the golden seal. This has with golden seal. And essentially, this has antimicrobial properties as well and ability to protect mucous membranes, so such as those lining the intestines from infections. So even more benefits you're getting. So really do consider getting this cleanse with the Mimosa Pudica. Wait, let's see if I can actually add the Mimosa Pudica on its own real quick to this live stream. And I think I can, which is great. Okay, perfect. So I have now added the Mimosa Pudica on its own in case you wanted to get that product on its own, since I realized only the one with the Paracleanse is the only way you can get it. But if you wanted to get that 3-in-1 kit, that wouldn't include the Mimosa Pudica, so you can add that now, now that I've added it there. Okay, cool. So we've talked and we've gone over a lot of the ingredients, and um, for the sake of just we still have a lot to cover with the kidney cleanse and just all three of these. So let's keep going. And I believe, oh, that's not the one I wanted. I believe I had a little bit more I wanted to say on the parrot cleanse. So what I'll do is I'll go back and pin that one. I think that's on display now. This is my first time going live on here, so a little bit of a learning curve. That's okay. Here we are. All right. Hope everyone's Sunday morning is going really well. I meant to say that in the beginning of the stream, of course, but that's okay. We're all just still waking up, including myself. So, who is this cleanse for? With the Parasite cleanse, this is going to be ideal for individuals seeking a natural way to support their health. It's suitable for those who experience chronic bloating, fatigue, or irregular digestion. It's also going to be great if you are a household. With a family, with children, with pets, as you know, children and pets can bring in like those eggs, those parasite eggs. And not only that, but we have variations of the Paracleanse that you can do with your whole family, for your children, and with your pets. Believe it or not, it's amazing. We've gone over that before in the past, but we'll go over that again, I'm sure, very soon, actually, since this is a new platform for us. But anyway, this is gonna be great for those who have families, pets, children. But if you have chronic fatigue, and you're experiencing like a lot of bloating or just sluggishness in your digestion, or just experiencing irregular bowel movements, do consider taking this Parasite cleanse. And it's going to be an 18-day cleanse, just a day longer than the digestive aid. But as I was saying, it's a great idea to do these at the same time since they are similar in length. And they'll be targeting your gut health from two different angles. Think clearing out and then just making sure everything is working optimally again. That's sort of what we're doing with both of these cleanses, right? So, you want to drink plenty of water throughout the cleanses to help support the detoxification and the removal of all these toxins, parasites, etc. And the digestive aid cleanse works synergistically with this para cleanse too, because you are able to gain two fronts at the same time while the intestine or para cleanse. They're the same thing, by the way, when I say intestine support kit, but for the sake of not being too confusing, I'll just stick to saying Parasite cleanse. When you do the Parasite cleanse, you will balance foreign organisms systemically throughout your body. And then with the Digestive Aid cleanse, you will optimize your digestion in both the stomach and intestines. So everything is getting a full reset and cleaning out. And it'll be ideal to take the products at the same time each day for consistency. And if you can, avoid heavy and processed meals during the cleanse. So, many people focus on either cleansing or digestion, but the real key to long term gut health is combining both approaches. So, you do want to do cleansing, but you do want to make sure everything is working optimally all the time if you can, or as often as you can, I should say. So, think of your gut like a home. Before you like decorate or upgrade a home or clean out your closet, you need to clean it out, right? You need to clean out that space. And that's essentially what is happening with the Paracleanse. It eliminates harmful organisms that can slow digestion and cause bloating. It can balance gut flora so good bacteria can thrive. It supports regularity so food moves through your system smoothly and clears out blockages that may interfere with nutrient absorption, right? Okay, so that's a lot. And then we have the Digestive Aid protocol. So, once your gut is cleansed, your body is primed to absorb nutrients more effectively. And that's where the Digestive Aid protocol ensures that everything you eat breaks down properly. So, we have up here the two cleanses, and you prevent bloating and discomfort by improving your enzyme function through this cleanse. You enhance your energy levels by ensuring your body is getting the nutrients it needs, and it strengthens, long-term gut health by keeping digestion just smooth and efficient, right? So we have, I know there's a lot going on up here. We have the Parasite cleanse in the front, but we have in the back this Digestive Aid cleanse. So this combination is a game changer because, you might take digestive enzymes, but you don't address the underlying gut issues, meaning you're just adding good stuff on top of a messy foundation. So many people may do a cleanse, but don't follow up with digestive support, which is a big key missing piece. A lot of the time, just leading to that temporary relief, but no long term benefits, right? So, this two-step approach gives you short term relief but long term maintenance for gut health, right? So, with that Digestive Aid cleanse, you're cleaning it, you're getting everything optimal. Same with the Para cleanse, you're getting those organisms out, and then it's ideal if you keep up then with the Para cleanse maintenance program too. So, if you ever experienced digestive discomfort, bloating, sluggishness, or irregularity, um, this combo is going to be great for you to do at the same time. Also, if you eat a high protein or high fat or processed food diet and you want to optimize your digestion, this combo is going to be great for you. Also, if you've been feeling low energy or a lot of brain fog lately, or you're getting sick often, and your gut is linked to your immune system and mental clarity, so these are going to be a great option for you to try. And, maybe you've done a cleanse before, but you just didn't feel the lasting benefits, right? You might have skipped step two, which is the ongoing maintenance of it. So, this is such a good starter program to have both the Digestive Aid and the Para Cleanse program. You will receive these pamphlets for each cleanse, in which you will get the full protocol and protocols as well. For this is the main one for the Para Cleanse, but there will be so many others for you to read through, like I mentioned, with the pets, the children as well. There will be more info on that Para Cleanse maintenance program to really keep these lasting, these results, keeping you healthy throughout, as more of a lifestyle shift, right? Versus just, oh, here and there, I have a cleanse, but it's only temporarily doing something. No, we're looking for lasting change here, right? So we want to just think about what can we do to support that. And those were some of the things, keeping that diet minimally processed or high in fat, high in protein. Doing what you can on your part to get enough rest. Anything that's going to help you in your digestive system in the long run. Hydration, right? Drinking a lot of water as well, eating fiber rich foods. So, we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But there's still a lot to cover here. So, what I'm going to do is now briefly go over the kidney health protocol. And we have a version on here that is vegetarian. I just have the standard one on display right now, but do look and check out our vegetarian kidney health protocol as well if you are vegetarian and would like that option. So, this is a cleanse that is going to include some capsules, of course, to take, but also a really nice kidney tea that you're going to have these 3 loose leaf. You'll get 3 of the marshmallow root, and you'll get gravel root and hydrangea root, in which you'll also get some of these 2 4-ounce cherries as well. Now I'm getting a little ahead of myself because I'm excited. This tea is really delicious because I just did this cleanse not too long ago. But we're going to talk about the importance of kidney health and common challenges that affect kidney function. Maybe you or someone you know have experienced. So what I'll do is, since we're talking about the capsules and the cleanse on the bottom, I'm going to switch these out. And we're just going to talk about the primary functions of the kidney while I'm doing that, which include filtration, right? So removing waste products, urine, excess fluids from the blood, to form that waste, whether it be urine, stool, but also regulation, right? Balancing electrolytes and blood pressure, maintaining an acid-base balance. Hormone production as well. So, releasing hormones that regulate blood pressure and control red blood cell production. All right, so we have a lot of roles of the kidneys, right? But we also run into a lot of common kidney challenges, such as toxin exposure, unfortunately. Dehydration is a big one. Insufficient water intake can lead to concentrated urine, increasing the risk of kidney stones and infections. I know it sounds so simple, but it's reality. Most of us are just not drinking enough water, as well as mineral deposits. So, an accumulation of mineral salts can form kidney stones, obstructing urinary flow and causing discomfort. If you ever had that, it is not fun. But then also, dietary factors can lead to, such as high intake of sodium. This can lead to forming of those kidney stones as well. Processed foods and excessive protein that can put a large strain on the kidneys, unfortunately. So, those are some common kidney challenges. So, what can you expect when you are having a compromised kidney? Well, fatigue and weakness, which can be a little subtle and can usually one could attribute that to a lot of things. But, due to the buildup of toxins and impurities in the blood, you might experience that, as well as swelling, like edema, changes in urination, lower back pain. So, this is where we want to introduce the kidney health protocol. This is 3 weeks, you guys. It's kind of long, but it's designed as a comprehensive regimen to naturally purge toxins and encourage proper kidney function. So, like I was saying, you will get these and these 3 different roots: marshmallow root, gravel root, hydrangea root, to form a nice kidney cleanse tea, which will help support the detoxification of your kidney and promote urinary tract health as well, especially when combined with the cherry syrup, cherry concentrate, which will have extra antioxidants. So this kit does include the 2 bottles, which you will mix in with your boiled tea. So you will get full instructions of how to prepare your tea, and then you can store it for the following week and drink that throughout the week with your supplements here. So you'll get with your supplements the ginger root capsules, which provides natural anti-inflammatory and digestive support. So you'll take that with food. Uva as well, which is traditionally used to support urinary tract health and kidney function. Magnesium as well. So there's a uva. We got the parsley capsules, which supports kidney function and promotes overall health. So you'll get the little the little parsley capsules. I keep picking up the very last one is always the one that I need. So we have most of these you'll be taking with your meals, aside from the tea you'll be drinking throughout the day. And the combination of these herbs and nutraceutical aims to detoxify by flushing out the toxins and mineral deposits from the kidneys and support, nurture, and maintain proper kidney function overall so that we can prevent, as best we can, at least reduce the risk of kidney stones and other related issues like such as the urinary tract infections too as well. So what we will do is for this 3 weeks, you'll eventually in the beginning just first prepare everything, prepare your tea, get that all made, and you'll want to essentially have these available whenever you are eating with your meals, I should say. Aside from magnesium, you'll take the rest with your meals, and for 3 weeks. So it can be a while. And you want to adopt a kidney friendly diet too. This is really important while you're doing this cleanse. So that includes encouraging like just a lot of hydration, more so than maybe you're even used to assist in flushing out those toxins. You want to reduce the amount of sodium intake as well. So limit processed foods, any added salts. You also want to be able to have these accessible, like I said. So have a certain dose and time that you're taking these. Try to stick to that consistent schedule with your meals. It's really, really nice and helpful while you're detoxing throughout these cleanses to incorporate fresh produce, emphasis on fruits and those vegetables, those really fiber rich vegetables, or those ones that are high in antioxidants are going to be really great. You want to moderate that protein intake if you can, especially from animal sources like that red meat. That'll help reduce kidney strain as well. It's also probably a good idea to limit your intake or just avoid it completely when it comes to caffeine. That can be a lot on the kidneys, as well as alcohol, and other substances. So, what's going to really help, honestly, more than anything, is like I said, that hydration, whether it's not just from water, but also from those fiber rich, um, you know, hydrating fruits and other types of foods that are fresh, veggies as well. So you want to have regular physical activity to improve circulation and kidney function. Some really good things to do other than kind of the standard stuff, such as walking, stretching, is actually doing some mobility exercises, going to be really good for your joints. Excuse me. Also, anything that's going to help encourage the lymphatic drainage, um, your lymphatic system, such as jumping on a rebounder or using a vibration plate that you stand on. There's a lot of different things that you can do to encourage your lymphatic system, which is going to be great during this process too to help flush more of those toxins out. There's some other things too that you don't really think about that really help during cleanses, but what can and will really help is anything having to do with stress management, and that's going to keep you on track throughout this. And the less your stress, the less your body is stressed, the less it has to focus on settling your nervous system down and then more energy can be freed up to then return and be focused, or just solely focused, I should say, on these detoxification of your organs and systems, your digestive system, your kidneys, and your gut. So we want to advise avoiding exposure to environmental toxins by choosing more natural care products too, if you can, during these cleanses and thereafter, honestly. And I've gone over this before in our heavy metal cleanse live stream, but this will help maintain a clean living environment, and really keep and combat a lot of those outside sources to exposure of these toxins, parasites, etc., heavy metals too. Now, some things that I wanted to talk about now when it comes to the 3-in-1 kit, because that's where I wanted to bring in the idea of doing all three of these together, which I recently did. And I will say it's definitely it can be a lot because, for instance, it wasn't always easy for me to get in 3 meals in a day, things like that. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the realistic way of doing this cleanses, and how you can start to think about what would be best for your lifestyle, and whether you want to do these back to back all at the same time, maybe a couple at the same time, right? So as I said, we sell the 3-in-1 digestive aid, para cleanse, and kidney health kit, which um, you know is going to be a great starting point when it comes to our protocols. Okay, and let's just kind of briefly go over all of these real quick, so that we're all on the same page, because I know I went over a lot of information. Right. So overall, if you want to do all three of these at the same time, this can be great for anyone feeling bloated, foggy, fatigued, struggling with gut issues. Maybe you're just overall low on energy a lot. And your body may be asking for that full spectrum cleanse, right? So these three cleanses are going to hit your digestive tract, eliminate parasites, and flush your kidneys. It's going to be perfect for first-time cleansers or anyone needing a seasonal reset, especially great for seasoned cleansers as well. So let's just say that you want to do all three of these, but maybe back to back. Maybe doing them all at once is too much. Well, you want to start with the digestive aid cleanse, okay? And that'll kickstart your digestive enzymes and stomach acid production to support optimal nutrient absorption. So, real quick, I will just tag that one since we're talking about that one. That contains ingredients like betaine hydrochloride, which promotes proper stomach acid levels, ox bile, which helps. We didn't talk about that earlier, but that helps emulsify fats for better absorption. Pepsin, which has protein digestion support, and pancreatin, broad spectrum enzyme support. If you're not familiar, that's what that is. So this is going to be best for people over 30 who are naturally, once you get older, you start to experience a decline in stomach acid. So if you have chronic bloating, indigestion, gas, sluggishness, fatigue, it's going to be great for you. Or if if you have a nutrition deficiencies despite a healthy diet, this could be a great starting point, right? And if you want to do that at the same time with the para cleanse, that will be a great idea, or at the same time, because these will hit your gut health from two different angles, right? So the para cleanse will target unwanted organisms such as parasite worms and their eggs. So that green black walnut hull tincture, this right here, it includes, which is anti-parasitic, antifungal. Also the wormwood, which helps eliminate adult parasites, by the way. I think that's down here. No, it's up here. No, wait, I switched them. I'm all turned around with where my stuff is right here. Yes, there it is. And this will help eliminate adult parasites. And then the cloves will destroy parasite eggs. So many amazing benefits to this cleanse, kind of hitting those organisms at every angle there. So you want to follow the standard 18-day Paracleanse protocol, either at the same time as your digestive aid cleanse, which is almost the same amount of time, 17 or 18 days. Right. So this Paracleanse is perfect for pet owners, parents of children, travelers returning from international trips or long trips, or individuals with unexplained fatigue. Maybe you've had some skin issues, digestive upset that is happening more often than you think is normal or you'd like. Definitely something to look into, after long seasons of holidays too, like maybe eating a really heavy diet. These two together are going to be amazing for you as digestive aid and as Paracleanse. Then we get to the kidney cleanse too, which, like I said, you can do this with these two cleanses, or maybe you start with these two and then you do the kidney cleanse after you do these two together. That could be an option. So let's just go back now to the 3-in-1 health kit, the one that you will receive all three when you purchase. This kidney cleanse will flush waste, support kidney filtration, and soothe the urinary tract. So those key ingredients again from the teas is the hydrangea root. This will help break down calcium buildup. The gravel root will support urinary flow. The marshmallow root will soothe mucus linings, excuse me. The uva uracil in the capsule format will support urinary tract antimicrobial balance. And the ginger root has circulatory and detox support. We've got the ginger root here. So this protocol typically lasts 3 weeks. You want to drink plenty of water, and it's best when taken in conjunction with a clean whole foods diet. That's really important with this one. So maybe this kidney cleanse might be just a little bit more demanding of your time because it's a longer cleanse. It does require preparation of that tea, at least twice throughout this cleanse. It also includes taking these capsules with every meal, essentially. So that is something to keep in mind, and it does require of you to really pay attention to a cleaner diet with a focus on staying away from heavy proteins, specifically from animal sources. So it's going to be best for actually high protein eaters who could really afford to give their digestive system a break, or their kidneys a break as well, I should say. Caffeine consumers as well. It's going to be best for. And anyone with mild kidney stress, maybe you have a history of getting urinary tract infections or a lot of water retention. This kidney cleanse could really benefit you if any of those things are things that you have suffered from or seem to have to manage. So, who should do these cleanses together versus separately? So, this is going to be best for if you want to do all of these cleanses at once, which will take, maximum 3 weeks. Let's just say 3 weeks minimum. You'll finish the first two, the first 17, 18, and then you'll have days, and then you'll have a few days left with the kidney cleanse. That's going to be really great. Particularly, we would suggest if you're already a seasoned detoxer, okay? So those with multiple overlapping symptoms as well. But for the seasoned detoxers, it's going to be great because you're already familiar with cleansing. You're already familiar with sort of the demands, the lifestyle shifts it would require. Um, so even if you are experiencing multiple overlapping symptoms like bloating, fatigue, reoccurring UTIs, things like that, but you're not a seasoned detoxer, it could potentially be still a better idea to do maybe those first two cleanses together and then the kidney cleanse versus all three at once. Or you could do back to back, maybe like digestive aid, parasite cleanse, then kidney. So that way you reduce the risk of falling off too much, right? If hopefully not at all. um, so on the other hand, if you are wanting to just, in a sense, quote unquote, rip the band-aid off and just cleanse everything at once, like a full blanket slate reset, get it all done, this could be a great option for people who want to reset quickly. maybe you have some kind of event coming up, or it's just one of those times during the year where you could benefit from that full reset, then doing all three of these at once could be a great option for you. So the pros of that is that it will have a strong synergistic effect. Doing all three of these cleanses at once, you'll get faster results, especially if following a clean diet, of course, which is always suggested and promoted. But it does require consistency, also a lot of attention to hydration and rest. A lot more maintenance involved when it comes to making sure the food and the things you're drinking are clean, that you have enough meals throughout the day to take with these supplements. So, for instance, like maybe you don't eat 3 meals a day, maybe only 2 meals a day, like I do sometimes. This might require you to adjust that a little bit. And personally, when I was doing the cleanse, unfortunately, because it does span a good amount of time, 3 weeks, there can be a lot that can happen in 3 weeks that can throw one off. Like there's two birthday celebrations for me within those 3 weeks, and just certain events that time of the year. It's spring on the cusp of summer, so there's a lot going on. So you just want to consider, will your lifestyle be able to support this cleanse in the upcoming weeks? And if not, maybe should you hold off, do it after maybe you have a little more time to focus and dedicate to the cleanse, right? So just some things to think about when you're considering doing all three of the cleanses at once. The other option is to do a sequential cleanse, or one after the other, right? So it's the other recommendation, which is going to be best for those first time cleansers or highly sensitive individuals, those as well with chronic illness or a history of detox reactions. So that way you're not overwhelming your system. And of course, we always recommend you do our digestive aid first if you're going to do it back to back, to improve absorption and tolerance, followed by the parasite cleanse. So that will clear those unwanted organisms after you do the digestive aid. And then the kidney cleanse will help flush, release waste from those previous phases, as well as cleaning out even more with the kidney and the liver. So this is going to be gentler on the system, of course, because you're really introducing just one cleanse at a time throughout this time. And allows you to observe the reactions, your body's reactions to each phase. So you can start to pinpoint different reactions. It'll come more easy to you than trying to figure out what caused what reaction if you're doing all three cleanses at the same time. However, uh, by doing it sequentially, you're going to need a lot more time because, each of these cleanses are 2 to 3 weeks. So you're looking at a couple months worth of constant cleansing. Of course, you can always take breaks in between the cleanses too. So it's going to be just some quick things I want to say before we just start to wrap up this live, because gone over a lot. It'll be a great time, after traveling, to consider any of these cleanses, or eating through a long period of processed foods like the holiday seasons, or, heavy red meats too, etc., or high proteins in general, high protein sources. It's also going to be really great during seasonal transitions like spring or fall, especially if you're someone who does change your diet with the seasons, or if you are really sensitive to seasonal change when it comes to experiencing, brain fog, that skin flare ups, uh, GI distress, any kind of seasonal change can cause an upset in our bodies, just that transition phase. So this could be a good time to also do these cleanses. And some common questions we get regarding these cleanses is, can I keep working during this? And absolutely, yes, you can. Most users report mild to no disruption in daily life. From my personal experience of someone who has done all three of these cleanses at the same time, I did notice the first few days I was a little bit feeling more sluggish. And um, something to be said about that too that I want to note is that my menstrual cycle was also coming up. It was about 4 days away from me when I started this cleanse. So basically, I started the 3 cleanses and then was expecting to start my menstrual cycle like 4 days later. So it's hard to say whether I felt really sluggish due to that coming up or the cleanses, but I actually believe it was a combination of both. So I just wanted to say that as a disclaimer. But with all that being said, just expect to feel a little bit sluggish at first if you're doing more than one cleanse at a time, and maybe even just one cleanse at a time, depending. Everyone's starting point is different. And that way your body can just ease into it. Be prepared to rest the first couple of days of the cleanse just to acclimate. Notice how your body feels. Notice if it needs more or less rest. Because as the cleanses continued on that I was doing throughout these 3 weeks, I definitely noticed it was getting better. Like I wasn't feeling as fatigued as the days went on. So that's good. It was just kind of an initial phase. And then we have another common question. Should I change my diet? And we always suggest a whole foods diet with reduced sugar, dairy, processed foods are always going to help with your results. They can never hurt. They'll only enhance your results. So just keep that in mind. You'll only be doing good to your body if you stick to a diet as clean as possible. Um, and, is it the end of the world? No. If you have a meal that is maybe little bit processed during the cleanse. But the most important thing is to not let it discourage you or derail you and just get back on track with the next meal being clean, and as long as you kind of stay the course is the most important thing, is because we're looking for consistency. We're looking for a lifestyle shift beyond anything and not just reverting back to our ways and kind of undoing all this hard work after these cleanses end. We want to keep that momentum going. So really it's about establishing those habits more than being super perfect during just these 3 week stint of cleanses. What if I experience another question? What if I experience detox symptoms? Completely normal, kind of like I was explaining earlier. You might experience some fatigue in the beginning of the cleanses, first couple days. You'll just want to slow down more those first days. You feel that. And drink more water, of course, always going to be beneficial. Consider spacing out the phases, especially if you're someone who is noticing that if you combine them and the symptoms are just too much, maybe you want to just start with doing one phase and then the other one and then the other one back to back instead of them together at the same time. You just really pay attention to your body. But beyond anything, too, I mentioned this earlier in the stream, but I'll say it again now that we're wrapping up here. Always do consult with your healthcare provider first if you're taking any medications right now before starting these cleanses. That way, you can be sure that you don't have anything that interferes with those ingredients in the medications you're taking, vice versa, and you can be properly set up for uh, this part of your health journey in a way that is tailored to your personal health circumstance, right? So just think of this as a system reboot, okay? And the Dr. Clark 3-in-1 kit is your foundational protocol for digestive support, immune defense, and kidney detox. So you're getting 3 amazing things at the same time, all backed by decades of natural health expertise, over 30 years, 31 to be exact. So if you're ready to feel lighter, clearer, and just more energized, do grab your 3-in-1 health kit today. Start your wellness reset. Maybe you just want to start with one of these. And if you are, start with that digestive aid cleanse followed by the para cleanse. And don't forget your mimosa pudica. There's a kit that includes that. Or, maybe just get the 3-in-1 kit. Save yourself some money there. Grab your mimosa pudica on the way out too. You guys, thank you so much for being with me here today on our first Live Me Up for the Dr. Clark store. And we're just kind of getting our toes wet with this and seeing and feeling it out. So please always say hi in the chat Ask questions, don't be afraid to. And we will see you again on here next week. And I am Nicolette, your health and wellness host, live stream host here. Check out the products. It's such a great time to cleanse your system for the summer season coming up. Feel your best, glow from the inside out, right? So that's what we're promoting. Everything natural, everything done from the inside out. Being healthy from the inside out is just the best way to do it, and kind of the only way to do it for longevity. All right. I am about to close this live stream now. And thank you for tuning in. For those